important exception to be made. And the Sheikh says, وفي هذه الآية حث على صبر الإنسان على أذية الناس. Obviously, in this ayah, there is encouragement that a person be patient upon the people's harms and to forgive them when they do evil to him. However, ولكن ينبغي أن يعلم أن المغفرة لمن أساء إليك ليست محمودة على الإطلاق. However, this is not absolute, right? So it's not the case that in every instance and for every person that when they do evil to you, that you just forgive and overlook. This is not a general absolute principle, or it doesn't apply absolutely. He says, فإن الله تعالى قيد هذا بأن يكون العفو مقرونا بالإصلاح. Right, so here the pardoning and the forgiving, Allah Azza wa Jal has tied it here to al-islah, meaning that when you forgive and you overlook, as a result of that, some rectification will occur from the party that harmed you, right? And then he mentions the ayah, فَمَنْ عَفَى وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَمْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. So he said, فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. So whoever forgives and rectifies, then his reward, فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ, his reward is upon Allah. Meaning, the reverse understanding, as for when there is not going to be any rectification after you pardon and forgive, then in this case you do not pardon and forgive, right? Meaning that there are some people who will see you forgiving and you pardoning as a sign of weakness. They will see that as a sign of weakness in you. Then they will take advantage of that weakness to continue in their evil, whatever that evil might be. And so therefore for such people, and the Shaykh in fact goes on to give an example. He says, an example, مثال ذلك لو كان الذي أساء إليك شخصا معروفا بالشر والفساد وأنك لو غفرت عفوت عنه لكان في ذلك زيادة في شره. If this person that you were to deal with is a person known for evil and corruption and harm and so on and so forth, if you were to pardon him and forgive him, he would only increase in his evil. Why? Because this person is just simply taking advantage. And there are some people who see, you find this among some people, you find it among the people of disbelief in general, that if they see in you a forgiving, a gentle, soft, forgiving attitude, they will use that to their advantage and harm you even further, or pursue whatever goals they have. So here the Sheikh says, ففي هذه الحال الأفضل أن لا تعفو عنه, right? بل تأخذ بحقك من أجل الإصلاح. In this situation, it is better that you do not pardon that person and you take your right from that person, so that rectification, so islah, actual islah here, can be obtained. The Sheikh goes on to say, as for when a person is someone that if you were to pardon him, then there will not be any greater mafsada, corruption or harm, then here it is better to pardon that person. فَمَنْ عَفَى وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. So in this case, the reward here is going to come to you from Allah. This is better for you than that you take your right from that person, or that you take his deeds on the Day of Judgment. So look at the virtue and the excellence here, right? So basically, there's a few scenarios. First one is an evil person who he's not going to change his ways. He's going to use your forgiveness as a sign of your weakness, and he will trample over you even more. He'll do more evil to you, right? This person you do not forgive, and you establish your right, you take your right. That then is islah. It's islah of the situation. It's islah for you. As for when it's a person who that if you were to pardon him, he will be humbled and he will rectify his situation, right? That is better for you to do that, than that um, take from his deeds on the day of judgment. Because what's going to happen is that if you forgive him, it is Allah who's going to give you the reward for that anyway. So, in other words, you're making a choice between two things. Shall I get my reward from Allah? In which case, this person has been forgiven and I get rewarded. Or shall I not forgive this person and take from his good deeds on the day of judgment? Right? So a believer doesn't, think like that. A believer thinks in terms of that which is best and that which is most virtuous. And obviously, in this case, for him to get his reward from Allah and to pardon a person, especially if that person is going to rectify as well, and we know that he's going to be rectified, then that is the noble, lofty thing to do.